Welcome back, everyone. This is Nathan, and I would rather be board gaming, and especially as of late. I had a nasty flu for about a month, and I'm still feeling weak and tired, and got a little congestion and stuff, and so I just have not been able to play games, much less record them and do that. So we're going to try to get this going while I'm still learning a couple of games, but I don't think I'm going to play with this. This is to KO another hero. I mean, if it happened by accident, but I'm not going to go out trying to do that. I'm going to play this. Hopefully, I'm going to try a 4-player solo. So we'll mix these up real quick. Set these off to the side. We'll get ready to do that here in a moment. So I've got a couple little expansions here. I've got this one, the PR. And then I've got the extra. And I don't think we're going to look at that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the... I think I might pick the enemy boss first. And so yeah, we've got tons of cards here. And this is the extra expansion. So let me get this open. There's a quirk, I guess a blank one, so you can make your own up. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to add these to their respective decks. I'm not going to use any custom homemade stuff, so I'll get those out. But I'll go ahead and add this to the quirk deck. I'll add these to their respective hero decks and villain decks. I'm going to do all that and be right back. Alright, I think I got my decks separated and shuffled pretty well. Tried to stuff the expansion cards in the middle and shuffle it up. Here is the Hero C in case the Giraffe Man is drawn. And I have the villain decks. So, let us give these another little shuffle and see what villain we will be facing today. We have lightning. Will it focus? It's not bad. Deal damage equal to his hero order. To each hero equal to his hero order. Huh. I'll have to figure out what that means. And sketchy lightning. Look at that. Heroes within range 1 of this villain cannot play epic actions during the hero phase. Ooh, okay. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just drawn that way. Ah, that's pretty funny. A little flavor text there. Alright. So, I've got stuff somewhat... These are the different types of heroes. You have vigilantes, tech, mutants, and cosmic. And then their basic 5 starting cards. Everyone will have a maneuver, a charge, a strike, a costume that can be used to block, and then activate your superhero. So they all have those, and then they'll have these special cards based on what they are. So let me get some of this cleaned up. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's see. Threw away 1 piece of litter. Okay. Because that ties into this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's give these another little shuffle and go ahead and draw some headlines. And we'll take the top one. Made it to 10 fame. Okay. And then we'll cut and take the top one. Dealt 10 villain damage. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And KO'd 6 underlings. That won't be too bad. I think this one might be a little bit harder. We'll see. And KO'd 4 henchmen. So let's just do this. Getting some glare from one of my 2 lights, but hopefully I can take care of that later when I zoom in. Now here is the threat token marker. I kind of hate it. And it goes at the top of this track on the skull. I'll show you later. But I'm just going to use this black blank die I have, and I'll put it there. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. But I think I'm ready. Now what I want to do is get at least one expansion card from each deck. And so after I've drawn 3, if I don't have an expansion, the next one I will dismiss it until I get at least one expansion card. And we get Laser. So he is computer based. There we go. And you go by the head, and it shows you what type they are. So then you give them their abilities, their special and their epic. And then let's see what we get for B. Master Laser. We'll look at these in more depth later, but you take these, you take those, that'll be your deck. This will be the red player. I don't think I'm going to play with green. I'm going to play with the red, yellow, blue, and purple. They seem to show up pretty well when I test it on the camera, and that way the red and the green won't be a mix-up. Let's see what we get. So we get the Kid, and we get Magnetic Kid. That's pretty cool looking. That's pretty cool looking. So he is a vigilante, so we get the epic and the special. And we'll put that here. There we go. That is our second player. Alright, come on, let's get an expansion card. No expansion card. Okay, so we get computer and leather. Leather computer. That's kind of funny. But we got another robotic. Epic and special. Alright, now come on. Want some expansion cards? I want a mutant or an astral. Alright, there it is. Oh, great. We got extra expansion and an astral. Alright. The shadow. Let's see. Expansion? No. So, sorry, jungle. Sorry, invisible. That'd be kind of cool, funny. What's that? Hobo. Heavy metal. Giant. Furious. Fancy. Do none of these have marked as Nitro, Mighty? None of these expansion characters? I would have thought Barefoot. I know that's not. That's like original. Here we go. Did I just miss on all of those? No. There we go. It's the first one. Boom. It's an extra. It's the titanium. Now that looks pretty cool. Titanium Shadow. Looks like a Mega Man villain or something. Alright. So we get special, epic, and astral. A couple of quick things. We have the fame tokens, and I think I'm just going to put this fame track up here above the board. It'll be slightly off camera, but I'll refer to it, and I'm going to go ahead and slide it under because I do not see any of us getting that many points because I don't think I'm going to play with the quirks. That can get you an extra 10 points if you do this throughout the entire game and no one catches you, but I'm playing solo. I'm trying to keep up with 4 people, and I know I'm going to forget. And although these could be fun, especially if you're playing 4-player, just being silly, this will add even more silliness to the game. But I think I'm just going to have to skip them for ease of play and ease of me staying sane with what all is going on. And then I'm going to swap these. The underlings are easier to kill than the henchmen. So I figure somebody will probably get 6 of those before they get 4 of those. And by the time you do that, that would be 10 fame. And somebody's going to do that before they ever get a chance to get to the villain to do 10 damage. Now I think I've got it set up ready to go. And I will try to zoom in when it matters on some of the players. And I'll show you some of their sayings and stuff. Now it doesn't say specifically. It says when the villain moves. But I'm going to go ahead and put a litter token up under him. And he'll start with 1 there. That'll just kind of speed up the littering. And this tells you like what he does on his turn, in-game scoring and the hit points and stuff. It says, Zeta City, holy civil infractions. The mastermind behind last month's illegal parking rampage and October's failure to properly license a food cart caper is at it again. This is just one newsman's opinion, but this sounds like a perfect job for our newest batch of superhero hopefuls. And that ties in with what I was going to do. It says in this scenario, heroes will attempt to put an end to the rampant misdemeanors being committed in the streets of Zeta City. Through the course of the scenario, the villain will be crossing the street in traffic, littering, and hanging out with his cronies. In fact, the sidewalks are littered with garbage and the minions. The heroes will be counted on to rid the streets of this filth and villainy. And this, since it is littering, loitering, and jaywalking, and it's misdemeanors, and these characters don't have their advanced skills even. My first game, this is recommended as the first scenario. What I'm going to do is, at the end of the game, I'm going to take the two heroes that have done the best, and I'll carry, if I get a chance to play this again, I'll carry them over to the next scenario and get two new heroes. And then after that, I may just take the top hero. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See how much I enjoy this, how easy I'm able to do it, and if people like watching it. But let me show you over here. You put discs on the card, and as you complete things, you can gain your advanced card. You can deal damage and heal wounds and stuff like that. But if that comes up, we'll get to that. And now we need to put the heroes out here. The red player is going to start as the first player. So they have the first hero token there. They get to pick. And they're going to actually start here. It is close to minions and stuff, but it's also close to where his trash will be when he leaves. And let's see, yellow. Why doesn't he just go right here? He's going to take a chance. I mean, he may end up getting hit by the boss. Who knows? Blue will just go down here, and purple might as well spread out. So let's see if I can get this played and how it goes. Okay, I think I'm ready with the first turn to show off a few things. There's a couple of things that are not covered great in the, or hardly at all in the rule book, like the first hero. So I'm going to do that the best I can for what I think it means. This is the starting player here, the red player, and right now he's the first hero. And that will change hands. And also, I don't believe the henchmen or underlings move, at least not in this scenario. So they're just loitering. And it's kind of like a video game. They haven't seen you, and so you jump in to them, and then you're just surrounded by a gang of them. And so that's how we're going to play it. So we start with the red player. He's going to choose a card and play it. So he's going to move 1 and deal 4 damage to a character within range 1. This character has exactly 4 hit points, so it's kind of strange, but it's whatever. And as long as you are the first hero, charge has +1 move. So they are the first hero. They could move 2, but I don't know. Does that mean I move 1 now, or I could have moved 2 at the beginning? But I'm going to say it was at the beginning, but he doesn't want to. This will go on his player board, and red will gain 1 fame. And I did swap those out for the small ones that came with it. Might fit on the board a little better. But they have 1 attack, they're worth 1, and henchmen are worth 2. Let's go to the yellow player, Magnetic Kid. He's going to use, it says activate your superpower. So power plus, so it's a power attack plus, so you pick up his card, and it's going to be a power plus attack plus defense plus move. So it's a little bit of everything. And this card, if I can get it to focus for you, let me see. With him, since he's a vigilante, we're going to be, sorry, it's taking a second. He's going to roll a die and see what happens. Now, what this says here, I believe this means on a 1 or a 2, you do damage. It says retrieve this action. You get to pick this card back up. That's what that means. Adjusted my lights, hoping it'll show up a little better. I'm still getting some shadows, but hopefully it's showing up a little better. So a 2, perfect. That's what we had just discussed. So I'll just go ahead and take this back and put it back into his hand of cards. It says deal 5 damage to a character within range 1. Well, he'll just do this one. That will gain 1 fame. And then we get to retrieve that action card. And that was his turn. Great. So we have the leather computer. They're going to activate their superpower. So let's see what that says. And that says deal 5 damage to a character within range 2. Then you may discard an equipment action to retrieve this action. Alright, let's see how that's going to work. So, they will do 5 damage to a character within 2. Blue is right here. They're actually going to do to a henchman. So they will get a henchman, and then they will discard this equipment card, this gizmo. They're going to discard that to get this card back and put it right there on top of their deck. Boom. Now, underlings have 4 hit points and these have 5. That just determines basically which one of your cards you need to use to attack them. 1 attack damage they do to you, so they're worth 1 fame. Henchmen are worth 2, so blue will go up to 2. And let me show you real quick. I'm going to slide the camera. If you notice, you can go negative. There are opportunities where you could go negative, but they did not. So it's just off camera, but right now it's 2 to 1 to 1. And we're going to do another superpower. So this time it says deal 5 damage to a character within range 3, and if you have 2 or more spent defense actions, you may gain or lose 1 injury. It says, hey, behind you. Now, why? The cosmic people can do damage based on injuries they have, and they get extra abilities, so sometimes they don't mind taking injuries, and they do not have any spent cards, so they're just going to do 5 damage at a range up to 3, and that is the purple. So they'll just go 1, 2, 3. They'll just take this one out, gain 2, and that will just be their turn. Now, I did do a little different. These 3 characters use their special powers, so this one stayed as the first hero. And the reason that will matter is sometimes it says deal damage to each hero equal to its hero order. He would be first hero, so that would be 1 damage, 2, 3, 4. So it's an electrical charge, and it's doing more damage as it charges up and spikes up. So the villains will go. The villain moves to the next space, so he will go to the 1 space. This will go down. Now, since this is yellow, you read the yellow. It says place an event token on the space. Well, this event is that he is dropping litter everywhere as he goes. Now the villains and the minions attack. So red is going to take 1 damage. Blue will take 1 damage. Yellow will take 1 damage. And purple is going to take 2 damage. So they need to discard a card where the number up here is equal to or higher than the damage they're taking, which in the first turn they can do that easily. And then this right here is a special. It says block. And what you do is you do this, you resolve this. So for instance, they could move away. Now they're not taking any damage. And so, but I don't know if I want to do a 7 for that. So I think what they will do is they will simply just get rid of their gizmo and block 2 damage. And then let's see, yellow's only taking 1. So they're going to block 2. But their their 2 is a special. Let's see, do they want to do that or no, maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they want to do let me think about that with them. I think this time they're just going to get rid of their move card, their maneuver. And let's see, their gizmo card's already down there. So they'll just get rid of, blue's going to get rid of their move card since they have lots of people in front of them. and or the purple guy, and then the blue guy as well. Yep. Look at that. They're going to deflect the damage. That is their special. So they will block and deal 1 damage to a villain. And it does not have a range on it. It's like psychic damage. So they will block the damage so that they take no damage, no wounds. If you cannot block all of the damage, you run out of cards in your hand, then you would take an injury. That means you're going to be taking more and more damage as each turn. But they will block that damage and deal 1 damage, so they will just deal a damage. And you do get points at the end of the game based on the number of those tokens. So I'll just slide this over and show you. We just put it right there. You remember the red took 1 damage, 2 damage. He covered that. The yellow guy took 2 damage from the villain, 3. He covered that with discarding a 4. And then the blue guy took 1 damage plus 3, and he blocked that with a 4. And he only blocked 4. He's taking 4 from the villain and then 2 from the minions. He blocked 4 and got to deal 1 damage, but he's still taking 2 damage. So he's going to discard this to block that last 2 damage. And now we're ready for the next turn. The first hero did not move, so the red player will get to take another action, but they can only use the cards that they have in their hand. So what are they going to do? Let's see how this goes. I think the red player is going to become first hero. They already are. Deal 5 damage to a character within range 1. So a little bit of overkill, but they have taken out another underling. Then yellow player, they're going to move 1 and deal 4 damage to a character within range 1. As long as you're the first hero, you know they're not, so they're just going to move 1 and deal 4 damage. So the yellow player is going to move right here and deal 4 damage to this henchman, but they have 5 hit points. So they're going to boost it. They're going to press the attack and boost. And it says after you deal damage, you may play press to deal plus 1 damage. So they're going to play that to deal the 5 damage needed. Just take out that henchman, put that on their board, and they will gain 2 for that. And I wonder if I should just wait and do the fame at the end of the game instead of keep reaching up there. I'm going to knock those around. I might just do that. Might be easier. Now this says if press is already spent when you play your superpower, then you can re-roll the dice once if I don't like the result. So now that is in the discard for next turn. Okay, let's go over here. I apologize, I'm having trouble getting the lighting to work the way I want. So the blue player is going to play their charge card. And it says move 1 and deal 4 damage. So they'll just move here and they'll deal 4 damage, range of 1. So there we go. 1 more point. I'm not going to worry about moving the disc. I'll do that at the end of the game, I think. It'll be easier. And they are done. And then the purple player is going to do move 4, become the first hero, or retrieve a basic or special action. So we have basic and special, not the epic. They could retrieve one of their cards, but I don't think so. I think they're going to move 1, 2. Now you can move through the enemies. I don't know if I can land on the trash can, but I'm assuming you can. It's a drawn hex. So he's just going to stand, well, might as well stand there just because he's now first hero, so he won't be taking as much damage. And I think that is it for them. So we go to the villain. Just slide this over. We're going to move this down. Now this is white. It's not yellow, so there will be no trash when he moves to space 2 in the middle of the street. But now everybody will attack. So he's going to deal 1, 2 damage, 3 damage, and 4 damage to the blue player now. Unfortunate. So start with the purple player. They're taking 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. So they need to play 4 or more to block. So they're going to block with a 7, so that's plenty. And it says move 1 or retrieve another basic or special action. So they will take, I think they're going to take this. And then, if we look at this, see if I can get it to focus for you. It says after you defend with your costume action, move 2 or retrieve a basic action other than the costume. It says I was part of a multi-million-dollar government project to make a weird robot-looking guy. Yeah, sounds like Mega Man, right? So he gets to retrieve, since he played costume, gets to retrieve another card that's not costume. So let's take the, yeah, let's take that one. Alright, so that is purple player taken care of. Red player will take 2 action or 2 damage from the villain. They're not around anything, so they just need to block with 2. And let's do this. So they're gonna block and move 1, so they'll just move right here. And even if you add in the extra damage, that 7 would still block it, but you would not add in the damage. The damage was already dealt. So they will move 1 space. And then we go to yellow, who's taking 3 damage. 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 3 from him. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Woo, taking a lot of damage. So they will definitely block with this. And they will move 1. Move right in here between all of them. They are a vigilante. They are getting right in the thick of it. And then the poor blue guy is going to take 4 damage. 5, 6. And I think they're going to do the same thing. They're going to block and then move 1. And go right there. Alright. And now we're ready for the hero's turn. Purple will be blue. Let me figure out what we're going to do. Got a couple of quick rewinds I need to do, so let me show you this. You may reduce damage dealt to you by 2. Your power actions deal +1 damage. It says 10 years on the mountain, and a lot of self-help books have granted me serenity. Now, if you remember that first turn, they took exactly 2 damage. They took damage from a underling, which are the weak minions, and then 1 from the boss, and he blocked it with the 2. So I'm going to grab that card back because it reduced that damage by 2. Put that back in their hand. That will be important based on the turn they're about to take. And then this fellow here, I forgot about his special power, leather. After you KO a minion, you deal 1 damage to a villain. It says, go ahead, punch me. No, seriously, punch me. So both these are minions. It's an underling, that's a henchman. He's done 2, so he gets to do 2 damage to the boss, and every 2 of those is worth 1 point at the end. So like I said, we'll calculate the points at the end. I think that'll be a lot easier. But now we're ready to go. So the yellow player, or I'm sorry, the red player is going to activate their superpower. And it says deal 4 damage to a character within range 1, and you may move to any unoccupied space. It says zigzag zap. Okay? But if you remember, increase all damage from POW actions by +1. Well, your superpower is a POW plus whatever. So he's dealing 5 damage. So he will deal 5 damage to this henchman. Boom. There we go. And may move to any unoccupied space. Let's just move right there. And we will see why in just a second. It's a little confusing, but I think I'm going to take it this way. It says any unoccupied. I'm going to say occupied is wooden pieces, not the tokens. So he's actually going to move right here with the trash. Because now he can put this on his achievements board for later and hold on to it for a future turn. Alright. Next is our vigilante, the yellow player. It says become the first hero. Uh-oh, that's bad for him. Deal 5 damage to a character within range 1. He'll deal 5 damage right here. And put that on his board. Boom. And I think that's it for now. And let's see, the blue player is going to activate their superpower. Let's see what that is again. It says, deal 5 damage to a character within range 2, then you may discard an equipment action to retrieve that superpower action. Well, don't think they'll be doing that. No, they don't have an equipment left, so they will see 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, they should be fine. So they will just simply, I don't know, we'll get rid of this one here. Boom. And they took out one of the minions, so they get to deal 1 damage to the villain. And that is it. Everybody has gone, so it is the villain's turn. So he will move to the 3 space and put down a piece of trash. He's doing more littering. And now everybody will attack. So villain will do 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, and 4 damage, unfortunately. So let's just start with the first hero, which is yellow. They will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. So they will block it with the superpower. Then we go to blue, who's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they will block it, luckily, with the 6. That was worked out well for them. Purple is going to take 3, 4, 5, 6, and they have a lot of cards, so they should be okay. And they'll just block it with the strike card, which is unfortunate. I think they wanted to play that next turn. Now the red player is going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, but they do get to reduce it by 2, so that is 2, 4, 6, and 4 is 10, minus 2 is 8, and they only have 6. Oh no, they was really hoping that he would keep the first player. Ouch. Miscalculated. So you have to spend all the cards you can. They're all in the discard, and we're not able to block all the damage, so they will take an injury. So we'll just lay them down. It's like they got knocked down. They can't take any more damage this turn, of course, but that was all the damage. They blocked it all. So they took an injury, which is unfortunate. And this turn will probably be pretty quick because yellow's out of all their cards, so they're just going to rest, which means they get to grab all their cards. They're going to rest this turn and do nothing. And, of course, the red player will because they were beat up last time. So they'll stand back up. Ouch. Same thing with the blue player. They are out of their entire deck, so they will rest. But the blue player is going to keep pushing. They're going to charge, and they're going to move 1 and deal 4 damage to a character with M1. So they'll just take out a underling. And that's it. And so now the villain will go, and they will move to the next space, which will be here, and no trash. So they are going to do, let's start with the yellow player. They're going to do, oh no, he won't get to play his special cards next turn. He'll have to move. But anyway, go ahead and show you this while I have it here, and we're talking about it. Heroes within range of 1 of this villain cannot play epic actions during the hero phase. It says, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just drawn that way. Yeah, right. Alright, so he will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. He needs to block it. Well, he has his entire hand back, so he should be able to block it. Let's see what he's going to do. Doesn't want to block with that for sure. Let's, he wants to stay close to, I'll tell you what, he can move 1. So he will block with this, and it says move 1. When you block, you get to do that action. Okay, so when you play it, you still get to do this. So he's just going to move 1 here and get away from the minion or the villain for a second, and he wants to be able to play his superpower, and he can't do that while he's next to him. Let's see. Next would be blue. Blue's going to take 2, 3 damage. No big deal. He can block that with his... Does he want to use this or... Yeah, he'll just use his basic charge to block it. And a purple player is going to take 3, 4 damage, and he can block it with the block and deal 1 damage to the villain. Nice. And then red, of course, is going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, minus 2. So he's going to take 8, but now he has an injury, so it's plus 1, so 9. 9 damage. So I think the first thing he's going to do is go block, move 1. Okay. And still has 9 more. Let's see. I guess we'll do that to block the rest of it. Now, I could not find specific, so this is the way I'm going to interpret it. The red player blocked, which meant they get to activate this. It says move 1 or retrieve, so they moved 1. Okay? And then that was to block the rest of the damage. So they moved 1. They finished their movement next to the trash can, so now they can put their trash into the trash can. Now, why is that important? Well, they have... All the characters have these cards, and they're different based on what type of hero they are. And this is a robot tech. So if it completes 2 things twice, they can get their upgraded card. Say deal 2 damage to a villain and retrieve an equipment card. Well, they don't... Yeah, they have their costume. That could be pretty good. KO an underling within range of 2. Yeah, they could do that, or they could retrieve your top 2 spin actions. Why don't we just do this? We're going to remove this, and they will immediately deal 2 damage to a villain and retrieve an equipment action. Because they just threw away a piece of litter, and since they were the first to do that, they will get 3 points. And if you notice, this card says equipment, so they will just retrieve this and put it right back into their hand. Very nice. And sorry I left that out of focus while I did that, but it's printed on the board so it's hard to see, but it's got the same point distribution as this one. So first is 3, then 2, then the rest are 1. So they guys got 3 points by completing that, by moving there. Then they use this to block the rest of the damage. Anytime you play a card like this, you do all of this action first, and it triggered this. So we got to do this, which got to do that. So you complete all of that because that was tied to that one card play. Then he still had damage left to block. Blocked it with that. All right, and I think we're ready for, let's see. Yeah, we're ready for the other players to take their turn. Well, we know that the yellow player wanted to activate their superpower. So they will roll their die. And they got a 1 again. So they will deal 5 damage to a character within range 1 and retrieve the action. So they get to retrieve this action and they get to do 5 damage. So they will take out this guy for sure. Excellent. Then, let's see. The blue guy, do I have his card ready? I think he'll play his Gizmo. And it says choose 2. Move 1, then become first hero. Retrieve a basic action or play another action. So, I think what he's going to do is retrieve an action and play another action because you get to choose two. So they're going to retrieve this and then play another action. No, let's see. Don't want to do that. Yeah, why not? And then they'll turn right around and play that action just to move there. Deal 4 damage, which means they do a damage to the villain as well. And that is their turn. And then the purple is definitely going to have to rest. They had no cards left. So they will take their cards into the hand. And then the red player, and I think he will simply become the first hero, deal 5 damage to something within range 1, and do that. They are first hero, and oops, I should have put this here. This is where the turn started. So now I know that everybody has had a turn, even though the first hero jumped around. This will show you who started the hero phase so that you don't lose track. And now we're ready for the villain phase. So he's going to move to space 5. Where's space 5 at? Going to drop off a piece of trash right there. He's running around the streets making sure his gangs are all loitering properly, I guess. And he will attack, so red will take 1, no more. He will take -2 + 1. He's taking no damage, so do nothing. Then yellow will take 2, 3, 4 damage. And let's see. Yeah, they'll just block it with this. I think they're going to block it, and then they're going to retrieve another basic action. Sure. There we go. And here we've got 4, 5, 6 damage. They got all their cards back, so they should be able to do this no problem. No, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think they're going to block 4 and deal 1 damage to the villain. And then they have 3 more. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. And they blocked all the damage. And we're ready for the heroes again. So I think red is going to play their gizmos. So they will move 1. So those move here. And become the first hero, which they already are. So, yep. The round started with them. And they will play another action. So they are going to play activate their superpower, which it's a little confusing. Let me see if I can show you. Plus, I'll show you an ability I missed, but it didn't really have an effect on the game. So, you can play their special ability, which is a POW plus an attack. POWs are increased by +1 damage. So that will be 5 damage to a character within range 1. So they will just do 5 damage, which is enough to take it out. Now they could teleport somewhere, but I think they're just going to, yeah, might as well just jump right there, right? Zigzag zap. Now, the power I forgot was after this guy rests, you can move any hero on the one space in any direction. It says, come to Papa. Because he's magnetic. So you can push somebody away from you or pull them to you. I just didn't fool with it. Okay. Red player is going to activate their superpower again, of course. Let's see what we get. Come on, get a 3 or a 4. That'd be great. Here we go. KO 2 underlings within range 1. Well, that was kind of why he was sitting right here, so he gets to take out 2 of those guys in one turn. Bam, bam. Excellent. And this time, he does not get to keep that card in his hand, but still, very good turn. Blue, become the first hero. And that's why this marker is important. We know that the red started this round. Deal 5 damage to a character within 1. There we go. They destroyed a minion, and that is their turn. And then purple's going to do the same thing. Look at that. Do 5 damage to a character within 1. They will do that. And here we go. Now to the villain. He's going to move to the 6th space on the board, which is right there. And no trash this time. So we start here with the blue. Blue's going to take 1. Oh, I'm sorry, purple. Purple's going to take 1, 2 damage. And let's see. I think they're just going to go ahead and block it with this. They will move 1. And then it says after you defend with your costume, move 2 or retrieve a basic action card other than costume. Ooh, they can move 2 or retrieve a basic action. Well, do I need to move 2? Yeah, I think instead of moving 1 with this, I'm going to retrieve a basic or special action, because that only lets you do a basic action. So he's going to retrieve his special action using this card and not move 1. There we go. And then he will use his titanium to move 2, and he's going to move 1, 2. He's going to get right here in the middle of all these minions. He is ready to take some damage and deal some damage. Now, red is going to take 2, 4, 5, 6 minus 2 is 4 damage. That should be no problem. So I think they will just do this block and retrieve a basic or special. Let's see. There we go, 5 damage. I wish this was a POW, but it's not. There we go. And yellow will take 3, and that's it. That's unfortunate. I can't do what I was wanting to do. I'm 1 card short. So they will defend that. And then blue will take 0, 4 damage. So they will, let's see. Yep. Let's just block it with the 4. And now we're ready for the heroes again. I think I've got this worked out. So start with purple, activate your superpower, and deal 5 damage to a character within range 3. If you have 2 or more spent defense actions, you may gain or lose 1 injury. Well, let's see what that is all about. So 5 damage, he'll just do 5 damage right here where he's standing. Boom. And does not have 2 defense cards. Nope. And that is it. Red player. Become the first hero. Oops, let me swap these. I'm always forgetting to put this one out. Deal 5 damage to a character within range 1. There we go. Boom. And they just KO'd 4 henchmen. So they will remove this one. And it says, let me see if I can get this over here without spilling everything. Too bad. Yes, I did. So they activated this one. It says KO an underling within range of 2. Now, unfortunately, that's not going to let them get another headline. But 1, 2, they will KO this fellow. So that's 3. All right. The yellow player can't really move and do enough damage and do all the things they need to do, so they are going to rest. And it says you may move a hero 1 space in any direction. Gonna move him right there. Why not? And that's where he will rest. And let's see. Blue is going to activate their superpower. So they will deal 5 damage to a character within range 2. 1, 2, 5 damage. And they just took out their 4th. So there we go. I need to clean that up a little bit. And what they're going to do is just take one of theirs off of the top to gain their gadget card. So they don't get it yet, but they do get 2 points there at the end of the game. And let's see, what is the purple player started. So that was the end of that. So go to the villain. He will move down to 7. Where is 7? Just across the street. Yeah, he's jaywalking. If you're wondering, these red spaces, they do not block line of sight. See how they have a dash line? So like if you had a ranged attack or you were throwing something or whatever, you had a mutant ability or a special ability, laser eyes, whatever, you can shoot across the street. But you cannot walk in there because that's jaywalking, and we're heroes. We're not breaking the law. We're trying to stop these thugs from these misdemeanors. So now they will attack. So we have red taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2 is 5. Oh, and they only have 4. They only have 4. They did not. Oh, wait, I'm doing the wrong guy. He's taking 1, 2, 3. 4 -2, so he will block with the 4, which means next turn he will be resting. Okay, I was thinking I'd counted that right earlier. Man, that was my bad. Yellow. So yellow's taking 2, 4, 5. Well, they just rested and got all their cards back, so they should be able to. They don't want to do that one. So let's do their. Let's see. Yeah, let's block with this. They'll block 5 with their 6. Then blue is taking 3, and that's it. And they have a 3, so they will block it all. Their turn next round is resting. And then purple's taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. And they do not have enough. Now they will block and deal 1 damage to the villain. And then they will do 8, but that is not 9. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they will unfortunately take an injury. And so next turn they will be forced to rest. All right. We can move right in because I think this is going to be kind of a quick turn. So let's put this up here before I forget. And they will rest. So I'll just flip all their cards over. And blue is going to rest. Purple's going to rest. And so that just leaves red. And they are right beside some underlings. And they need 3 more. And I think he is going to move 1 and deal 4 damage to a character in range 1. And then boost it to deal +1. So they're going to move 1 and deal 5 damage. And that gives them 4 as well. And they will just take 1 off of, if you can see right here at the top, it takes 2 of those to retrieve your special ability. And that was their turn, and everybody else rested, so we go to the henchman, who is moving to space 8. Oh no, he's right beside the purple. Purple's not going to be able to use their epic card this turn. And he will deal. Let's start with the red. Red will take 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 2 is 2 damage, and might as well, because this is not going to do them any. Well, it might do them good. Just trying to see. Yeah, they'll just block it with the 2. I won't overthink it. Yellow's going to take 2, 3, 4. And so they will block it with this 4. And blue is taking 3 damage. And I think they're just going to block it with their 3 because they need to move a little bit further to get back into the action. And purple will take 4. Oop. They can't take any more damage until they. Oh wait, they rested. Stand them up. So we take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Well, they're going to block 4 and deal damage to the villain, and then block 6. So they will do another damage to the villain. We're going to try this. We're going to move 1 and deal 4 damage to a character within range 1. As long as you are the first hero, you can move +1. So we're going to move +1 and deal 4 damage right there. And of course, the yellow player is going to activate their superpower, and they get to take out 2 of the little underlings that are adjacent to them. Awesome. That is exactly what they was hoping to do. Maneuver 4, move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's running out of stuff over here. He needs to get trash. He's not going to be trash over there. The blue guy's just decided he's going to have to start moving and doing. So we'll see how that goes. And then purple, move 1. Now this is going to be a little weird. They're going to move over here, deal damage 4 to a character, and they will do that. So they're going to move away from the hero or the villain, and you'll see why. Because it is the villain phase. So the villain will move to space 9 and drop some trash. He could not use his epic card as long as he was next to the villain, and now he's within 3 spaces. He's 2 spaces away. So that will work great. Now, red player is going to take 1, 2, 3 damage. No big deal. They will simply block with the maneuver card. And yellow is going to take 2 damage. So they'll just block with their big card. They can retrieve a card. So that thing, let's see, they will retrieve this. Ooh, no, that's going to leave them. Ooh. I think instead of retrieving a card, they'll simply move. They're going to move 1 space because they will have to rest next turn. And blue is going to. Oh, I'm sorry. They see 3. They're just taking 3 damage. Yeah. I'm sorry. 3 damage. So I think they will block it and move 1 so that they can pick up this trash token. And purple is going to take 4, 5, 6 damage. And They will block it. They can move one or retrieve another basic or special action. So let's take back their block that deals damage. And we're ready for the heroes again. Now this static overhead may not look as good, and it's got some shadows, but I think it will help me speed up the game a little bit. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cash these in. That's 5. And get a 5, and this is 5. And take a 5. And red is going to become the first hero, deal 5 damage to a character within range 1. They will deal 5 damage to the villain. And then the yellow player can only rest. The blue player, I kind of messed them up last turn, so they're going to move 1 and become the first hero. And then they're going to retrieve their move 4 card with their second action, which is unfortunate. And then, purple, activate your superpower. It says deal 5 damage to a character that is within range 1. If you have 2 or more, come on focus, I'm going to do this manual. 2 or more defense actions, you may gain or lose 1 injury. And I may have forgot to give him 1 extra damage last turn, but that's no big deal. So he's going to deal 5 damage, 1, 2, deal 5 damage to the villain right there. And does he have 2 defense? Nope, only 1 defense card, so that doesn't matter. And that was the heroes, so we go to the villain. He's going to round 10. Doesn't look like we're going to defeat him. These are newbie hero wannabes. They are not doing very good at all. Then red will take 1, 2, 3 damage, 4 damage, minus 2 is 2, so they will easily block that and then retrieve a basic or special. This. Okay. And yellow is going to take 2, 3, 4. They have all their cards now, so they will simply block with 4. And blue is going to take 3, and that's it. So they will, I guess, block like that. 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll take 7 damage, so they will block. And then they will block the rest of it. Now they could, yeah, that's it. 8. So their turn, well, they will have to rest, of course, so we'll just go right into it. First player up here. Yeah. I don't know why I turned those over. All right. Red will, I think what they're going to do is activate their superpower. So they will deal 4 damage to a character within 1 and then move to any unoccupied space. So they'll deal 4 here. It's just, boom, do that one. They will move to any unoccupied space. Let's see, this is 10. 11 is there. So they'll just move right here to this unoccupied space and pick up some trash. And let's see, what is yellow going to do? Move 1, deal 4 damage. So now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 underlings. They will get that, and they now retrieve this card. Now I will have to see if it goes into their... Wait, that was a block. Yeah, I don't know why I turned over. Now I need to see, does this go into the discard or their hand? I will check on that in just a moment. we're gonna get this guy moving 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move him over here so that hopefully he'll be able to start hitting on the villain soon. And then this guy just rested, so that is it. So we go to the villain phase, 11. And where is 11? Right there? Yeah. This one was in the trash, so I might as well put it right there. Somebody else put one in the trash, didn't they? No? That's the only person so far? Okay. I thought somebody else picked up. Red just picked up one. He picked up one. But I thought like yellow or somebody picked up one. I guess not. Oh well. And let's see. First hero is right there. He will take 1 damage and he will simply block it. Purple will take 2, 3, 4 damage, 5 damage, and he'll just block it with his superpower. He doesn't need it. Ooh, why am I doing that? I turned it upside down. Let's see here. Red is going to take 3 damage, 4 damage, minus 2 is 2. So they will, I guess they'll block it with their superpower because they cannot play the superpower while they are next to the villain, although that only leaves them with 1 card. So they're going to have to take damage if they want to next turn, if they want to hurt him. And then the yellow player will need to block 4, 5, 6. Let me check on his new card. Now yes, this card does go directly into his hand, but look, this is unfortunate. 0 points of block, but you retaliate. So you deal 4 damage to a character within range 1 that is dealing damage to you. Okay, well that's cool. But it's epic! Heroes within range 1 of this villain cannot play epic actions during the hero phase. Ooh, it says hero phase. This is the villain phase. Yay! Excellent! And I'm going to play it that way. This is not the hero phase. This is the villain phase. So, he has taken 4, 5, 6 damage. This will not block any of the damage, but it will deal 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to the villain. So he's still taking 6 damage. I guess we'll just block it all. And now we can retrieve a basic or special. This is epic. So basic or special. Let's retrieve this. And excellent. Now I do need to adjust something. The red player has thrown away a piece of litter, and you do get fame immediately when you do that. And since they no longer have the token, I need to keep up with that. Although it is right there. They can, yeah, but you can do it multiple times. That you can throw away multiple trash, but you can only get the reward once, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm probably really not playing this smart because the red player is really going to get hosed again by the yellow player, but that's okay. Blue player is going to rest. Purple player is going to move 1 and deal 4 damage. They'll do 4 damage right there. And that's it. So red player is going to actually move 1. They're not going to move 1 at all. It does say in the rules, move up to whatever is on there. So move 1. Deal 4 damage to a character within range 1. We'll deal 4 damage to the villain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. And then the yellow player is going to become the first hero and deal 5 damage to a character within 1. He will deal 5 damage to the villain. Then he will press the attack to do +1 damage. And he will take another damage off of the boss. So we are getting the boss low, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And that will end his turn. And then he will move there. He will deal 1, 2, 3 damage. And let's see. I think he'll just block it and make himself rest next turn. Blue is going to take 2 damage, and that's it. So simply block with their gizmo. Purple will take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So they will obviously block with their costume. And it says when they block with their costume, move to or retrieve a basic action or a basic action. And this one will let you do a special. That's not a special. That's a basic. So they might as well move. So they will, let's see. So they will move 1 right there with him. And then they will retrieve their basic action card. And that is it. And then red is going to take 4, 5, minus 2 is 3. They have no cards, so they are knocked out or injured anyway. They take an injury token. Not good. Not good. That is negative points at the end of the game. And I think we are ready for the next round. Let me check out the cards. By me trying to save space with camera, some of you may have noticed, and I am dumb for this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. He easily has 10. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. He only has 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And he got there first by far. So, why don't we do this? He got 10 fame on the track. He can, and see, but I'm almost positive I've got these in the correct order. So he's going to retrieve an action and lose an injury. He doesn't have an injury, but he'll take back his superpower card. Why not? If he can get lucky and roll a 5 or 6, that'd be good. Then this guy. So he can go ahead and get his gadget card. Let's see what it says. Deal 5 damage to a character within range 2 and retrieve another equipment action. Or block, move 2, or lose an injury. Wow. So that is an amazing card, which he could have had a turn or 2 ago, but, and that might change what he's going to, no, it's an epic, so he can't play it this turn, so, but he can do that. That is really upsetting. I kept losing track of that on camera, or while I was off camera and knocking the little tokens, and so I quit keeping up with those, and that is why I need to. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he did 10 first. So this guy should have one of those. So he dealt 10 damage to the villain already from all the blocking. And this guy dealt 10 damage to the villain. And he will deal 4 damage to a hero or a minion within range 1. Well, he doesn't want to hurt the hero. Hero's already hurting enough. So he'll do that. I hate that I messed that up. And I think I'm ready now for the turns. So let's see, will he rest now though? Because yeah, I think I'm still going to make him go ahead and rest even though he has an extra card. Not that it matters. So, let's see. He rested. The blue player will become first hero, deal 5 damage to a character. So now he has dealt 10 damage. So he will deal, So he will take this. He has dealt 10 damage to a villain. That really upsets me that I did that. I'm always doing something stupid on camera trying to keep the game flowing. So he did that, 5 damage to a character within range 1. Then this says deal 2 damage to a villain. Okay, so he'll deal 2 more damage to a villain. Then he will retrieve an equipment action. So there is an equipment action card. He gets to retrieve that. That'll go on the bottom, because I think I already have a couple turns planned for him. Then the purple character is going to become the first hero and deal 5 damage to a character within range of 1. And that is his 4th henchman. So he will gain his blast card finally, because it is an amazing card. Amazing card. Deal 6 damage divided any way you choose to any number of characters within a range of 2. And deal +1 damage for each injury you have. So if you can get that card out early and get a couple of injuries, you can do a lot of damage quickly. And let's see. Move 4, become first hero. Move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up another piece of trash. Become first hero. And that is it. So the villain moved to 13. 1 damage, 2 damage. He has 2 damage to block. So I think he's going to block and do 4 damage to this guy, yeah. And then he will use his press to block the 2 damage. Blue is taking 2 damage, and that's it. So he will actually use his block costume to move 1 right there, which allows him to discard the trash, which will... He's not in range... He's not in range 2, 1, 2, 3 of an underling, so he can't KO an underling. But he did take out some trash, so now he gets to retrieve the 2 top cards of his action deck, or of his played actions. Blue is going to take, or purple, I'm sorry, purple is going to take 4 damage. So he will block 4 and deal 1 damage to the villain. And red will take 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 2 is 5. Let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, he threw away trash, so let's give him 1 point. So we get to go to the hero phase, and he wants to move 1 space, deal 4 damage, which gets him to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gets him to 6, so he gets to get his gadget now. He got 6 underlings. Fine. Wait. Yeah, that is crazy. They're the only 2 to do that. So he gets to retrieve his gadget also. And he is next to the trash, so he gets to throw away 2 pieces of trash for 2 more points. So he's at 3, and they're at 1 because I haven't calculated all the points, of course. See, yellow, he will simply move 1 space onto the trash so that he can pick it up and deal 4 damage to this character, which will be another point at the end of the game. Now, blue, the POW plus means that it takes on all of these because I'm using my superpower. So that is a power card plus an equipment plus an attack plus a defense. It's called Control-Alt-Delete. And that will become important later. But we're dealing 5 damage to a character in range 2. It says you may discard an equipment if you want to retrieve this again, which I don't think I'm going to. But within range 2, 5 damage, boom. There we go. Let's see. Purple. They need to start killing some minions, don't they? They are going to move 1, deal damage 4. There we go. And that is it, which means it's the villain's turn again. And he is about to escape. He is taking, oops, 1, 2, 3, minus 2. He's taking 1 damage. So he can block that with whatever he wants. He is not going to get that last point of damage on the villain, which is, that's only 1 victory point, so he can do something else. Let's see. Let's just let him move 1, I guess, after he blocks all the damage. Yellow's taking 2, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to block. So he'll just move 1. Try to get rid of this trash that is in his inventory. And blue is taking 3 damage. So block that. He's not going to get his minion achievement. And purple, 4, 5, 6 damage. So you have to spend the cards to block if you have them. So he blocks all of it, takes no injury, and can't pick up the trash. Wow. So he may not get that done. Oh well. So his turn will be easy. He's going to have to rest. Let's see. Red player. Are they going to be able to get any more? I think they're just going to have to rest. Let's see. Yellow. I think that's going to be the best that he can do is move 4. So he can go 1, 2, 3 and stop there. That's 1 space away from the trash can. He can throw away some trash, which means he has thrown away 1 piece of trash and gets 1 victory point. And he can move a hero within range 1. A hero within range 1 gains an injury. Move 4. But he could pay, he might as well do a guaranteed, yeah, that's what he'll do. So he'll move there. And then, actually he can do it there, because then he has a chance to do the superpower also. No, because he'll have to block. He's going to have to block. He only has 1 chance. So let's just move him there. He'll have to attack and then block. Okay. Blue. What are you going to do, buddy? So you need to move 4 as well. And you'll be 1, 2 away. Yep. And see, purple is just resting. That's right. That was unfortunate. Red is simply going to move 4 and become first hero, which they already are. No big deal. Yellow will become the first hero and deal 5 damage to a character. So they will become first hero. They will deal 5 damage to the villain, who is down to 6 hit points. Then the blue android guy is going to deal 5 damage to a character within range 2 and retrieve another equipment action. Well, let's do the 5 damage first. What about that? That's pretty good. Then, if you remember why I said this was so important, for instance, This superpower is just a power plus an attack. But his is everything. It's a power and an equipment and an attack and a defense. It takes on all of those characteristics. So, retrieve an equipment. He will retrieve his superpower activation card. Pretty nice. And then this guy, so many times, it has said if you have 2 or more spent defense actions, you may gain or lose 1 injury. And I have never been able to get that to proc, because this deals damage based on your injuries, and I haven't been able to complete these. He is oh yeah, 4, 6, 8. He does have 10 fame now, so he could end the game, but I'm not going to do that. This would let him deal 1 damage to the villain for each of his injuries and get 2 fame for it. But is it better than him getting 2, 3 fame? I don't think so. But this is going to make him lose 2 fame. This will make him, by getting the injury. So I think I'm going to play it out the way I'd already done it. And I'm going to have this here. He has dealt 10 damage now to the villain. I forgot about that. So he may lose an injury. He will lose this injury because that's 2 points. And instead of me ending the game now, since I did stuff out of order, it'd be unfair to the purple player who looks like they, or the blue player who may rack up a win here. Move 1 and deal 4 damage, so they'll just move right here and deal 4 damage. So they gain 2 for losing the injury and gain 1 for killing him, and they are 1 away from another achievement, so that is good. And then we go to the villain phase. So the villain is going to be dropping off trash right there, which is kind of strange that they did it that way, because he's putting trash down and you only have the 1 turn to grab it and you can't do nothing with it. But anyway, okay, so we will start here. Red is going to take 1, 2 damage, plus 2, minus 2, so he's taking 2 damage, and he'll just, let's see, yeah, just block it, doesn't matter. And then yellow is taking 2 damage. He only has 1 card, so he must block it. And then if you have cards in your hand, you must play them up to the amount or beyond. And if you don't have enough, you still have to discard all your cards to try and block it. So blue is going to take 3 damage. We'll just simply block it. And then they can retrieve a card, but I think they already have the card they want. Yeah. But they could do that. Wait. A special. Nope, that's epic. So, yeah, we'll just, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. He should finish it off next turn. And then 4, 5 damage, and we'll block it with his superpower. Then we go to the last turn of the game. Probably should have ended last turn or a turn before, to be honest, but anyway. So, yellow has no cards. They must simply rest. They can't do anything this turn. Which brings us to the blue robot, who is again going to activate his 5 damage at a range of 2. So he will deal 5 damage to the boss. That's he's missing 4 there, so I need to check on that. But he did finish the villain off. He was the one to knock him out, so that is worth 3 victory points. as well as all he has here. So we will go 1, 2, 3. He is on 4 currently. It does not say anything about over killing a boss and getting points for the extra damage. And also, I forgot he would have gotten 3 points for finishing off the boss by using this. So he would have got 5 fame for that. And also so, well, 5 minus, yeah, anyway. He might would have gotten 1 extra fame. But, and it doesn't say at the end of the round, it says at the end of the turn. But this is the hero turn, or hero phase, and then it's the villain. So I'm gonna finish it out because I messed up so much, and I really messed him over, and so let him go ahead and finish off in a bang. He is going to at least once play his blast and deal 6 damage divided any way he wants. So he will deal 4 here and 2 there, which does nothing. And he will, let's see, he will do this. Since he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he will do this. He defeated 6 underlings, and he cannot do any damage to the boss, but he will gain 2 fame. So he is on the board at 2. He never completed the dropping off the trash. And then the red player will get 1 extra turn, and they will simply kill a minion there. They'll move 1 and deal 4 damage. Boom. And that's the end of the game. The villains won't get another turn. He's defeated. So any of these little minions are going to run off. He's not doing damage, just 1 damage. 3. He could easily block it. But, yeah, he could easily block it. And nobody else would be taking any damage. And I don't think any of the cards would get him anything. So, where the scores stand now, we have 1 point for trash. 2 points for his ability. 3 points for dropping off trash. And 4 because he dropped off a trash and he defeated he did the last hit on the villain. So let's do the rest of the scoring. So here's how the score stands. So before I zoom down here, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 for red. That'll take him to 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. That'll take him to 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And that is blue. That takes them to 14. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 10, 12, 14. Okay. Then you get 1 point for every 2 damage you did to the boss. So there is 10, 12. So that's 6. So that is 10, 6. We have 10, 20, 2, 4. So that's 12 for blue. So it's 10, 11, 12. Then we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So unfortunately that is 7. So that is 10, 9, 8, 7. And then red has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, unfortunately. So that is 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. And that is all of the points except for the bonus rewards. Now you can knock out another hero if they get in your way or do it on purpose, and you gain 4 fame for doing that if you find them, catch them without any cards. Well, if you remember, the red player still had 2 injuries, so they will lose 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they got out to a quick start killing stuff, but then they didn't do that great. Very strange. Okay, so that is all of the points from the board. All we have here now is this. So we have 3. Then we have 2 and 1. Then we have 3. Red gets 2. Purple gets 1. Red will get 3 more. Blue will get 2. Red will get 1. And, yep, both of them get 1. And red's going to get 3 more. Yellow will get 2. Blue will get 1. And then, how in the world did I do? Yeah, that's right. Oh, so he's going to lose that 2 fame. That is my fault. I'm a dummy. 2 fame from that last token he took off. I don't know why I messed up so bad in this recording. It's ridiculous. 1, 2, 3. That will get 2. And red will get 1. And even though red jumped out to a quick start and blue came on hard at the end, the yellow was just consistently. And I think I did that correct enough. And I can say, like, red was close, but there at the end, this guy, the blue robot leather computer, he was really coming on and doing a lot of damage to the boss. And so, yeah, that makes sense. If the red player could have done 1 more damage to the boss, he would have got 10 damage to the boss, which would have been an extra point, and he would have gotten a point from the achievement, and he would have been in 2nd place. So it looks like they will be retired if I continue on. So let me know if you want to see the next story adventure. We'll keep the yellow magnetic kid and the blue leather computer, and we'll come up with 2 new heroes and try it out, and hopefully I won't mess up as much. I will say the game is pretty cool. It's silly, it's fun. I really think the quirks, if you added the quirks in a 4-player game and you're trying to catch people out and make fun of them, because you have to do silly stuff like this one. If you have an inflated ego, you cannot say the words I, me, or my. You must always refer to yourself as a superhero name. So you can't say I'm going to. You have to say, Master Laser is going to attack this underling, and so you have to really get into it. There's a bunch. Where was this one? I saw one in here that I thought was just hilarious. Something about wannabe secret evil or something. Secretly wants to be evil. After the villain moves or KOs a hero, you must cheer. And if you don't cheer and they tell you, hey, you didn't cheer, then you move your little marker down. So that's a lot of points at the end of the game if you forget you forget to do your quirk. And it's just something silly to make the game fun when you're playing 4 players. It will go up to 5. I think it's pretty neat. It's pretty quick and easy. I do wish there were a few more cards. I do wish you only gain 1 card. And so then if you take that character over into the next game, you can't retrieve like another card to tuck here as a reward in future games. So I almost wish there was like more cards that you could get, and like each game you could choose which one you want to be your new learned power in that game. Or just make the deck where you could I don't know, when you rest, you get to get, like, there's some kind of junky, simple little card to put in your hand, and so you get to build your deck just a little bit bigger. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it just feels like I want just a couple more cards that I can earn. But other than that, I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I've been gone for so long, but thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out and joining me for this. Sorry for the mistakes. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back. I'm going to try to, now that I'm feeling better, I'm going to try to get a few videos going here and there every now and then. And, get some more games played. Try to have some fun in the craziness, right? So, y'all please stay safe out there, stay healthy, and may God bless you.